So what is going on, people? Welcome to episode 38 of the Peterborough United Career Mode here on FIFA 23. I hope you're well. And well, firstly, I want to apologise if the audio is bad. As I sit here and record this currently, it's 27 degrees in the UK. And as you know, I record with my blinds shut because of lighting. It's terrible in this room. I shut, windows and doors are shut. His room is a sauna, so I've put my fan on behind me, but I am conscious it's quite loud. I will put it on, tested it, did a little sample recording before, and the fan was kind of noticeable, but it was kind of just like a little noise in the background. I'm hoping with my talking it will kind of drown it out, but if this audio is just like absolutely redundant, then I do apologise, and I will try and think of a fix for the next episode. But I hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's gone rather well for us recently, I think it's fair to say. And well, if we have a look at where we sit in the Championship as we enter the month of November, we sit in second, level on points with top of the table Fulham. 3 goals worse off in terms of goal difference, but we are 4 points clear of Crystal Palace in third, so we're having a very good start to the season. We have a total of 5 games today, which we will get through the whole month. We will play 3 and we will sim 2, so this is what is to come. We will start with 2 played games. We will play Sheff United away and then we will play Swansea at home. We will then sim the games against Birmingham and Blackpool, and then we will play the last game of the month against Hull. To come next episode, as you can see, a lot of games. We'll probably do what we did similar to the Palace episode. We'll probably play one of these games and then just go into a bit more detail on it. But if you are looking forward to this episode, make sure you pop a like on there for me, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, we've done a fair bit of scouting. We've got 40 million in the coffers at the moment. We are trying to improve this squad, and I'm being very picky with my scouting. So yeah, hopefully we'll have some transfer news, maybe even in this episode, if not next episode, certainly in January, I would imagine. But yeah, improvements are incoming. This is what the squad looks like currently. So Bentley is in goal. Smith has got his position back. Knight and Edwards at the back. Burrows at left back. Nezovic and Taylor in the middle. Elias out on the right. Koulibaly through the middle with 76 now. Estrada on the left. Garner up top. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and play Sheff United, who, when we played there last season, gave us a bit of a pasting, and we will go for the green kit, I do believe. So yeah, I think we suffered defeats in both fixtures last season. Hopefully that won't be a reoccurring theme for this one. So 2 minutes in, I realise I haven't showed you the teams. So for the first game of the episode, this is how Sheff United line up. Back 5 for them. Adam Davis in goal. Bogle at right wing back. Robinson, Egan and Ahmedhodzic in the middle with Max Lowe on the left. Koulibaly and Osborne in the middle with Ndai behind McBurley and Jefferson. No likes of Sander Berger in them. Our former man Marco Tilio on the bench for them. So it's probably a weaker Sheffield United side than we've played previously, but like Jaden Bogle was there, 79 rated. Kind of surprised that he hasn't been snapped up this summer by any teams. Although Koulibaly could be in here. We need close control, and that is not what he has provided. Solid back 5 for Sheffield United. It's going to take some doing to get past them, I feel. Eric Burney. I thought he was offside, but Ndai has played the ball forward to Jefferson. And they, they played the ball behind. It is a goal for Sheffield United. He's just beaten Daniel Bentley to the punch there. It's Daniel Jefferson. And he's provided Sheffield United with an early lead. He goes on Estrada. He's got the space. Oh, and he just took too long to take the shot. The defender didn't commit. And that allowed him the space. But just, yeah, lack of commitment allowed Estrada the space, but he took forever to get it onto his favoured foot, and by that time Davis had smothered it at his feet. I don't know how much of that first half you'll have seen. It was pretty poor from our standards, but it is 1-0. Ah, Smith. He's gambled and it's not paid off. Low in behind Knight, trying to keep up with him. Gets the ball in, and the header is there. from the man from midfield, but thankfully for us it's fairly soft and easy for Bentley to gather. Koulibaly. Again, the touch from Koulibaly. That man's first touch in this game certainly has been absolutely criminal. And I think that is going to be that. And it is indeed a 1-0 defeat to open this episode. Sheffield United, much the better team. We really weren't up to it today. Couldn't break them down for love nor money. Really, no chances in the game. I don't know how much of that second half you'll have seen, to be honest. But, yeah, really, really poor game in terms of quality. So for the second play game of the episode then against Swansea, this is how the visitors line up. Another back five, but it looks a bit more potentially spread out. Hopefully it can be a bit more fruitful, this one. Bender is in goal. They've got Rashisha out on the right, Cabango, Darling and Wood in the middle, Latibodiere out on the left, Kundle and Walsh in the middle, Whitaker on the right, Obafemi through the middle and Garrick out on the left. We line up same as we always do. Yeah, I've got faith in this 11. Don't feel like I need to make any changes after the last game, despite defeat, as the commentators a little bit loud in my ear, but there you go. But yeah, hopefully Swansea, I think, not far outside the playoffs in this season so far, but yeah, hopefully we can break down this five at the back and have a bit more success than the likes we have been having recently. As Koulibaly goes for distance, Garner, if he'd have got his head on that, surely would have been a goal with the keeper out in no man's land. He's tackled as he tries to bring the ball down. Walsh with the corner in, and it's Knight who gets his head on it, and Elias comes to meet it from the corner. Can Elias break and do what he does best? And he's galloping away from this Swansea defence. And there's a little ball in here for Koulibaly, who has the finish, and that is what Elias excuse me, that is what Elias does do best. Leads the charge on the counter. We've scored a few goals from like that from corners now, where his brilliance and his just sheer ambition to get down the pitch is unmatched by any defender. But the tiny little ball there for Koulibaly as the first time strike, it's not actually too far away from Stephen Bender in the Swansea goal, who certainly feel like he should have kept that out, but we don't care. It's a goal for us, a first goal of this episode, and it's scored by the man who arguably last game probably was the poorest on the pitch for Peterborough, so he'll be happy to make amends. But yeah, we lead this game by a goal to nil, and that's a good interception. And Koulibaly, just couldn't quite get onto that. Good tackle from Estrada though. Taylor will find a Garner, and Elias could be set over the top here. It's a nice ball out wide. He knocks it down. Elias cuts inside. I was trying to find Garner, but we'll find Koulibaly, who puts it just past the post. I thought for sure that was going to fly into the top corner, and I think they are going to make a change. They are. I think it's Ryan Manning who's coming on. It is going to play right back for them. Rashisha obviously in an unfit state to continue, which is a shame, because he was actually, a shame for Swansea, because he was actually proving a bit of a threat. He's tried to read the ball, and that's a lovely finish from Obafemi. I've tried to read the pass with Knight. I thought he was going to cut inside. I thought he was going to go to Knight's right hand side, so I shifted over that way, but Obafemi's moved into the channel. Edwards hasn't really moved with him, which has allowed him the space. And it's a really good finish from Obafemi. And I said earlier in the game that he was going to cause a problem. Garner. Can he get the shot away? Not quite, I think. Who's that? Nathan Wood has just about managed to get a toe in there and stop any potential dangerous shot from happening. It's not the pass that I wanted, but that's FIFA for you. I just wanted a little one to Nezovic as Taylor goes over, but Burrows intercepts well, and Estrada can come forward now. Angel Estrada has to cut back and just run straight into traffic. Good play there from Swansea. And Garrick forward to Walsh. They're on the counter here, Swansea, and Obafemi has produced a save from Dan Bentley. Out to Bakari, who will bring this down. Find Tommy Smith. into Estrada. Taylor's made the run, and Jack Taylor is in behind, and Jack Taylor is going to find the back of the net. And that run from midfield, the key piece of play that we haven't had for the entire of this game. But he's just burst past his man. He's played the pass, Estrada, at the perfect time, just as he's burst through. Taylor with the space to compose himself, find his spot, and fire it past Stephen Bender. That late run really making the difference from Jack Taylor. And that could be the difference for all 3 points. Has he got the pace to get away from Nathan Wood? I would suggest not. So we cut back. We find Bakari. We find Nezovic. We find Jack Taylor, who has a strike. Oh, and that's a lovely way to put the cherry on the icing on top of the cake. It's a double for Jack Taylor. The fans go wild, as do his teammates, as do I. I'm running over to the corner flag. It's a big 3 points, apparently, in our season. But it's a wonderful finish from Jack Taylor. How often do you see long shots find the back of the net? But he's just picked his spot. Again, just beyond the outstretch of Bender. Picks his spot, the same spot he scored his first goal. A superb finish from the midfield man. And we will go on and win this game now. And it's all about Jack Taylor. Ball into Estrada, but there goes the full-time whistle. And this match, as we've said, all about Jack Taylor. He is the match winner. He is the really, and not obviously because of his goals, but quite literally the difference maker. That run in from deep that we hadn't had for the rest of the game was what was able to break down Swansea. And we were able to get all 3 points. As another youngster agrees, a loan move away from the club, which is good to see. Right, international break, and then we've got 2 sim games, so I will see you for those in a second. Right, so the international break is over, and this is our first sim game of the episode against Birmingham. We've had a little bit of growth throughout the squad, which is quite nice. Estrada up to 76, Elias up to 80, Edwards up to 77, Bentley up to 76. So fabulous growth throughout this squad. We line up, Birmingham probably going to line up like this. G-Cock in goal, a back five of Williams, Chong, Gordon, Friend and Kalbowniak. Chang, Bellingham and Bakunia in the middle, with Hogan and Bramado up front. Hopefully our growth can repay us in a good performance in this sim game. It is a 1-0 win. Ghana with the goal. We deserved it if you have a look at the stats, but certainly not as convincing as maybe it could have been. Still a few days and then the next sim game against Blackpool. So the first piece of scouting done. We have meticulously looked through a lot of central defenders, and that is where I want to really boost this squad. I feel like attacking wise we're getting better and better all the time, but in terms of backups defensively is where we're sort of lacking a little bit. Now of course we've got Edwards who's 77 rated and Knight who's 74 rated as our starting pair. Really happy with them. Ernesto Oliveira's 72 rated but is young, so can improve, so maybe a loan spell out elsewhere could do him good. And then we've got Mads Anderson, who's 72 rated but like mid-20s, is okay, but I feel like the rest of the squad comparatively we need to level up in central defence and in right back as well, which is where I'm going to be looking at next. But yeah, so we have whittled it down to a lot of options. There are a lot of options, but we've really been meticulous. And quite funnily, we've got 4 Werder Bremen centre backs on our shortlist as well, coincidentally. But what I'm looking for, I think, are 2 options. I think I'm going to make 2 signings, maybe 1 at the moment, but certainly 2. Well, I might make both, to be honest. But there's some good options. We've got Chetterini from Granada, who's 75, rated 32. Kumbula, who's at Levante, 79 rated. Zabanye, 77 rated. I know this guy's at Bournemouth in real life, I'm pretty sure. Facundo Garces from Vallecano, 76. Vitor Fernandez, who's a regen at Lincoln, who's 77 rated. Bit like our Joseph Garner. And then Nicholas Stark, Amos Piper, Marco Friedel, and Milos Velikovic, all from Werder Bremen. Now, all of these guys have, they're all over 6 foot, which is great, but they all have differing qualities, so to speak, and all varying price ranges as well. The first man I definitely want to get in, there's two that I want to get. I want to get Zabani, and I want to get Nicholas Stark. Zabani, 22 years old, 77 overall. Very solid physically, not outstanding, very good jumping. Not the quickest, it must be said. But technically as well, very decent. Good on the ball as well, good defensive awareness, good tackling as well. So, with 22 years of age, 77 overall, I feel like he has got plenty of room to grow as well. It's going to cost a fair bit. We have got 40 million. He's valued at 13 million. Look at that low weekly wage as well. So, yeah, he's definitely one that I want to bring in. And then another one that I want to bring in is Nicholas Stark. Because I don't really want to displace Edwards, because he's homegrown. He's already doing really well. I don't want to just get rid of him and replace him. Zabani would come straight into the side ahead of Josh Knight. But that older presence in Nicholas Stark, one, the experience would be invaluable. But two, like an older head to just mentor Edwards, who's a really good player of his own, I think would be solid. If you have a look again, physically across the board, not outstanding at anything, but certainly very solid. He's a bit quicker than Zabani as well. But technically, again, really good heading, decent with the ball at his feet, tackling is very good. So I think the fact he can play in defensive midfield as well, and he's a lot cheaper. So I think, we can splash out on one and spend a little bit less on another, but still get very good centre-backs. Someone like Vitor Fernandes would be good, but again, he's quite expensive. Would probably come straight into the team, but I think I'd feel a bit more confident with the likes of Zabani. Fernandes, again, not as great yet physically, obviously can still go a long way. Outrageous strength, but again, technically, good tackling, very good tackling, but not quite as good with the ball at his feet. Whereas I think those qualities with the way we play could be quite important. So I'm going to go in for these guys now. I'm going to go in first for Zabani. So we'll approach Ajaccio and see how we do. We will offer his value straight up. 13 million. They want 20.5. Okay, that's a big jump. £7.5 million jump. Let's go in and offer them. We'll climb up a bit. We'll go 16.5 and see what they say. They want 18.5. Okay. What about if we go 17.5? Let's meet halfway. And they're happy with that. Okay, 17.5 million for a very good centre half is certainly not unreasonable. And he wanted, I think he was on like 5,900 a week. He wants important. He would come in and get first team football straight away, so I'm happy with that. Contract length, offer him a 3-year deal. He's happy with that. Disallowed release clause is fine. He's currently on 5,900. They'll probably laugh it off, but let's just go 6 grand. Yeah, it's a bit of an insult. I thought they might say that. Okay, well, Zabani's not to beat at this moment in time. What we will do is go in for Nicholas Stark instead. So, offer 5. I think it said 5.1. We'll go in at like 5.25 and see what they say. They want 6. Yeah, do you know what? I think 6 is fair. We'll stay at 6. That's more than fine for Nicholas Stark. I didn't see. I think he was on 10 grand a week. He's earning. So let's see. Nicholas Stark. He is on 10 grand a week. What would he come in? I'd probably let's offer him rotation and see what he says. He wants important. Okay, that's fine. And we'll offer him 2 years at 29. He's happy with that. Disregard release clause. Wow, okay, he wants a fair whack in wages. He's on 10 grand, but he wants 16. I think he definitely is going to come in and be my highest paid player. Let's I'll tell you what, we'll keep the signing bonus. Edit. Wait, remove bonus, and let's see, we come down to like 12.5, but we'll up this to 150. Let's see, still on 16. Okay, what about, let's try, do 14.5. Cool, he's happy with that. Right, 14.5 grand. Certainly coming in to be our high best player. I didn't think he would want that much. Normally they come in and ask for lower. They reckon we could have got that for 3.8 million. You having a laugh? Right, okay. Either way, Stark is coming in. We'll have to wait a week for Zabani, which is fine. But watch this space. Certainly save money. The likes of Kumbula. Yeah, he's there, but he's got a release clause, so we'd have to pay 34 million, which I'm kind of happy we're not. And then some of the others, you have a look. Ceccherini was cheap, but he's quite old, so you know we've done alright. Velkovic again, a little bit cheaper, but is a bit the same age, but I don't think he's quite as good as Stark. So, okay, Stark's definitely coming in, which is good, but we'll have to go back in for Zabani at a later date. So yeah, we will play these last 2 games, and then maybe at the end of the episode we'll go back in for Zabani. Okay, Maejo's on his way back from injury, which is good. We have a pre-match press conference against Blackpool, which we will do. Let's have a look. It's got deep enough to take you up. The lads will all be involved for sure. We'll probably need to rely on the squad this season, but we certainly have our first team is very special. Will you change anything today? The only plan I ever have is to win, and that is hopefully what we will be doing, albeit we will be simming it. How can your team find consistency? We're working hard at it. I wouldn't say we've been too inconsistent as of late. We've been winning plenty of games. Just that defeat at the start of the episode was a little bit disheartening. If we have a look at the team, I think I am happy with that. So we will just go in and we will sim this game. So Blackpool's likely lineup then: 4-3-3 for them. Grimshaw in goal, Lawrence, Gabriel, Thornley, Tharm, and Thompson at the back. Zungu holding the base in the midfield with Wright and Carey either side of him. Dale on the right, Anderson on the left, Yates through the middle. We are unchanged, and hopefully we are a winning side. We are indeed. Ghana with a double, Elias with one as well. We deserved it from the stats. Happy days indeed. Right, on to the last game then against Hull. Right, for the final game of the episode then, this is how Hull line up at a pretty miserable day on Humberside. Ingram in goal, a back 4 of Christie, Greaves, Emmanuel and Lucas Lima. A back 2 of midfield 2, deep midfield 2, Doherty and Slater. Randall Williams out on the right, Tete on the left, and Tufan in behind Oscar Stupinian's the players that have caused us problems in the past. We are unchanged. We have a couple of tired legs throughout the side, but certainly I think enough to keep us in the tank for this game. Now, it was this game last season. It was the first game we really sort of struggled at this level, I would have said, despite the fact we lost to Stoke 3-1 in our opening game. Yeah, this was the one where I would say like we were properly outplayed, for example. Estrada's got a bit of space there. Oh my word, I thought he'd bent that in the top corner. The bar could well be still shaking as Stupinian picks this one up. But yeah, it was this game at Hull where we were properly battered for the first time at this level. And I said it against Sheffield United because that was very similar. I'm hoping that this game isn't a repeat of what happened there. That should have been played into Jack Taylor really, but I'd already pressed the pass to what's his face, Elias, and yeah, and then the run appeared. Randall Williams is a good spin, you know, and he's got away from Burrows. Oh, and we'll get this away with Koulibaly, thank goodness. And down the line, perhaps we can indeed find Estrada. And someone's made, I think it's Josh Knight, has made a big old run. Maybe we should have lofted that into him, but yeah, Josh Knight all the way from centre half has left us a little bit exposed. That's good covering in there though. I think it was Jack Taylor dropping into centre half, and Randall Williams has done really well, but that interception, superb. And now Garner with the ball can find Estrada, who can get forward, have a run at Cyrus Christie. Needs to come back though, not really many options for him, and we'll get this back to Nezovic. And there's Taylor, who has a strike. Oh, and it's hit the outside of the post. He scored from outside of the box in our last play game. On this occasion, goes to the opposite corner and can't quite come up with the same result, but it smashes the outside of the post. Good turn there from Randall Williams. Koulibaly does very well, and we'll bring this one away. Nice pass, Estrada into Joseph Garner. Go across there. Oh, again, ooh, not the best pass away, but they certainly get away with it whole. And Jack Taylor was probably the pass there. He's got certainly the taste for goal now. Bursting forward. I haven't changed any instruction to for him to get forward. He's just doing it a bit more of his own accord now, as Elias does well. And now we can come across. Koulibaly will find Elias. Cut this one back if we can. Taylor is there. There's Nezovic on the edge. He'll have a strike, you know. And oh, what a finish from Ivan Nezovic. We're loving the long ranges in this episode. He scored in the last episode, Nezovic, and it was a bit more of a close, well, it was closer in, but a bit of an acute angle that he managed to find the net from. But that is just all about the power. He's lined this one up perfectly. One touch out of his feet, edge of the D, and Ingram, well, it didn't look far away from it, but that's just curled away from him into the top corner. Absolutely superb finish from the Serb. And he's added goal scoring to his repertoire now as well. Oh, that could be dangerous. Oh, Garner's missed. Oh, we've allowed Estupinian to bring this down, you know. Teta, we get to him. And thankfully the shot isn't too hard for Bentley to handle. And Elias looking to go on a run. Two-fan across just to stop him in his tracks. Josh Knight. Smith down the line for Elias. Inside now to Garner. Oh, he's done really well. Oh, what a save from Bentley. I slid in with Knight in the anticipation of the due goal because I saw the man unmarked at the far post, but thankfully Dan Bentley has done enough to spare us our blushes. But it's Doherty on the edge into two-fan. Oh, and well, just too much on the strike. Bentley's got hands to it, but can only push it up into the roof of the net. And it's 1-1. A really good finish from two-fan, to be fair. Nice little ball. Just one touch to set himself. And Bentley not quite got the strength in his wrist to turn it up and over the bar in the last kick of the first half. Whole draw level. Garner. He's been absolutely prolific in the sim games, but me getting a tune out of him today hasn't exactly worked. Edwards absolutely superb defending, not really the pass that we needed though. But yeah, oh my word, Knight has done enough to get that away, and now Estrada can come forward. Angel Estrada, and he's got the ball to Elias, and Elias cuts inside, and he's left the defender for dead. Elias on his right, and he finds the back of the net, and we're back to front just like that. And Elias had a big part to play in the Swansea game, in his goal with a counter-attack, and now he's a counter-attack of his own all on the way. Had to shift the ball over to his weaker foot though, because the defender had recovered really well. But yeah, thankfully for us, he was able to keep the ball under control. Doherty in the area. Smith needs to stay with him, and does for now. But they've worked the space well. Tufan. Knight needs to... Well, he's done superbly where Ozan Tufan. I'm a little bit disappointed that Bentley, they didn't... I can't blame FIFA. FIFA's just what it is. But a good piece of work play from Hull. Tufan does well. I thought I'd done enough with Knight to shepherd him out, but he finds a bit of a gap. And Knight... Bentley right there, but didn't think to just dive on the ball or whatever. But there you go. Koulibaly could be set off it. Has he got the pace to get around Cyrus Christie? He's got a bit of something. He needs to cut back, and he does. Oliveira. Fine, Garner. Oh my word, we'll rifle this one into the roof of the net. We said we hadn't been able to get a tune out of him. And well, we've done it again. We've done it late, and we've done it just at the right time. Lovely piece of work play. Koulibaly. Oliveira doing really well to go and offer a short. The movement from Garner in the area as well. Oliveira coming across there. The movement from Garner. And he has just rifled that one into the roof of the net. Nothing that Ingram could do about that. Pick that one out. Maybe in off the underside of the bar. Down the line. For not quite for Koulibaly, but that should be enough. And there is the final whistle. And we've left it late again. But we have picked up all 3 points in our travels. Those fans don't look happy whatsoever. But we know the importance of that win and how good and how hard fought that was as well. Very even game. You could say it was harsh on Hull, but we don't care about that. We will take all 3 points quite happily indeed. Right, it's been a week since our failed bid for Zabani, so let's see if we can get him once again. We'll go back in 13 million. No, 17.6. Interesting. We'll go in. We'll offer them 15.5. We'll keep the sell-on clause in there. They're happy with that, so a couple of million cheaper than what we got him for last time. We'll certainly go in and negotiate once again. Right, we'll offer him important. He would definitely come in and be a starter for us. He wants a 4-year deal. We'll accept that, and he didn't want a release clause. Is he going to tell us what he wants in wages? No, he's not. Right, okay, it might be another failed bid then. Let's offer him 9 grand a week. And we'll offer him a tasty 100 grand signing on bonus. See what he says to that. He wants 14, so at least he's negotiating this time. Remove bonus and submit. I'm happy to pay 14. There we go. So Zabani is going to be in January. 15.5 million plus the 6 million that we've paid for Stark. So 21.5 million on a couple of new defenders. That is absolutely superb business by my standards. So we'll see these two in January. For the rest of these guys, it's a no from me. Next up, we're certainly going to look to improve the right back area, but that's a very good couple of additions that we have made for this next episode. If we have a look at for the next episode, for the rest of this season, sorry. If we have a look at the table as it stands, we sit top of the tree now. We've managed to break a couple points clear of Fulham, but still 4 points clear of Palace, so we are looking very good in terms of this season. 15 wins, just 1 draw, 4 losses, scoring plenty of goals and sort of keeping them out a bit more regularly as well, which is good. So we've got 6 games in the month of December. I think what I'm going to do is, as I did with the Palace, with August, I'll pick 1 game from this month, we'll play it in full, and then I'll just get through the rest of the month. And I think what we'll do is we'll have a squad roundup or mid-season roundup of just see how things are getting on, to bump out the episode a little bit. I don't know who I want to play though. I think what we might do, to be fair, we might play Brighton, because I think that's probably the biggest game of this month. I don't know if we've seen Brighton. Have we seen us play Brighton yet? We must have done, surely. Or is this the first time? No, it's the first time we'll have played them this season. So, actually, of all the games, Rotherham, we've got Norwich, who have we not played yet this season? No, we haven't played Norwich either. We've played Bournemouth though, but I think Brighton is probably the bigger game, especially away from home. So, yeah, we'll play that, and then I'll probably get through the whole month of December, and then we'll have a roundup heading into January. So, guys, that is today's episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel. I'm absolutely sweating buckets. This room is very warm. I will see you in the next one.